the other things I love about this is, Godzilla has been around since 1954. That's a long time by any stretch of the imagination. So what do you think makes this character such an enduring force in pop culture? Rosie, let's start with you.
I think there's so many levels to this, because I'm so glad you didn't ask me about my favorite movie, by the way, because I have a list of 25 movies. So I was like, when you started talking about this, I was like, yes, he's been around for so long. No, right. Godzilla is really cool. It's visually striking. It's like a cultural phenomenon. Like you said, it's been around since 1954. But at the heart of it, Godzilla is this creature who's trying to protect his home, and in kind of conjunction with that, our home. So Godzilla is a good guy, that's the journey that Godzilla has taken throughout the years. Godzilla becomes a hero. And also I think you can't really kind of dismiss Ija Subaru's special effects from the first 6 movies were just so iconic. And when I got the Criterion Collection, I watched the first Godzilla again on the projector. And it's just astounding how dark and thoughtful and beautiful that movie is, and the message that it has about pacifism and kind of the importance of thinking about the world around you, thinking about other people's sacrifice. Those themes are still really, really important today. And I think that kind of, apart from this fact is just a cool monster, there's a depth of kind of character and story there that really speaks to people throughout different generations.
Yeah, I think exactly. The fact that you can put on that movie, the original, and have it still have such a resonant impact so many years later, I think really speaks to that sort of just elemental storytelling that went into this character and has continued to evolve throughout the years. But Chris, I'm curious, since you kind of live and breathe Godzilla, what about this character excites you? What makes it stand the test of time for you?
Well, let's see. It is the world record holder for longest running film franchise in history, so that's good. But really, I think it's a lot of the relatable themes that people kind of touch on. You can either put yourself into the character and want to smash things like Jessica did in her room years ago, or maybe days ago. Who knows if you're still doing it? But between that, destruction and recreation and really showing all these cities get smashed, but they're built up again right after that. Going into something, like Godzilla versus Hedorah, sustainability, ecology, themes that are just, it's as Godzilla, the franchise has evolved over time, there's always some kind of new element that I think, touches really on something that all of us as humans, and fans, see every day in our lives. And we either can project ourselves into those films, or we can take something from it. And, the first film especially is, so powerful as far as the Japanese version of it. Obviously a lot of us know that now, but some people may not. Definitely watch the original Japanese version. Very different film. But just, yeah, there's a lot of relatable themes. And, for me, seeing that first movie as a kid, I was just more into this is the wildest thing I've ever seen in my life. And that still carries over,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I like that we're seeing this character continue to evolve in the MonsterVerse, and I'm very excited. We've seen this sort of trajectory for the character so far, and I can't wait to see Godzilla go toe-to-toe with Kong and Godzilla versus Kong next year. But I'm curious, apart from his adorable chunkiness, as you mentioned, Jessica, what is your favorite aspect of this character in the modern MonsterVerse?
In the modern MonsterVerse,
Yes.
of course, other than the chunkiness, there is definitely, because technology has evolved, it's a lot more expressive in the eyes for many people. So he seems, for many, sentient, but due to the advancement of technology now and the close-up of his eyes, or when he's lying down in the 2014 and then he gets up, he's almost like a tired fat dog. But then you can actually see the expression in his face and in his eyes. And that's something that when I try to introduce my friends into the universe, I started them with something more modern before work. Because if they started with something more classic, I don't know if they would enjoy it. It may seem stiff to them. It is, Haruo Nakajima in a rubber suit, which is a huge job to do. But I don't know how it feels with modern audiences who don't know the character as well. So starting it with something new, they felt this connection, like, oh, he's so tired, or he's trying to help humanity. He seems so expressive in the eyes. And I think that's something that they did really well in the modern universe.
Yeah, I have to say, it just immediately brought to mind that extremely powerful scene in King of the Monsters where you have Dr. Serizawa in that ancient sort of underwater temple,
Yes.
just putting his hand on Godzilla. And just you get the sense that this is not, it really gives a sense of empathy to this giant monster that you've seen. Like, it makes it not, I don't want to say humanized, but it gives you as the viewer a connection to this character in a way that it might be harder to get than when you're just seeing the admittedly awesome moments where, you know, he's throwing down with other titans in that universe. So yeah, I think I agree. The technology that we have now, definitely not to knock the incredible craftsmanship and practical effects that went into the classic films, but you can definitely do some expressive set pieces in a way that might read a little bit better nowadays.
Yes. Yes.
Now in the
I
chat
actually
as
had
well.
a friend say,
sorry.
I'm so sorry. I was going to say, I have a friend now who, my best friend used to watch my husky. And he's like, before I saw your dog and your husky, but now I see Godzilla. Just the way his eyes move, the way he lays down, because he's fatter and older. And they were like, now I see Godzilla in your dog. And it was really interesting to see that connection.
Not fatter and older, chonky and ancient.
True. It's a better way.
The preferred nomenclature. All right, in the chat as well, we have Jackzilla Productions saying favorite Godzilla film would be Godzilla versus Destroya. It felt like an end game for the Godzilla films. The ending of the film was perfect for Godzilla to die by his own power. So love to hear that, folks. If you have a favorite film or a memory about Godzilla, please put it in the chat. I love to read these. It really nice to share this fandom with so many people out there.